G'day everyone, Matt from Panda Garage here. Today we are back with a new video, and this one is to solve a question that's been asked a lot, and I made a video about it not long ago about diagnosing Commodore V6 issues. Now the video that came out copped a lot of flack because it sort of didn't solve too much. But today we're going to show exactly how to solve a problem if you've got a powertrain error issue coming up on your dashboard. So I'll show you how to diagnose the issue and 3 different reasons why you might be getting a drivetrain error. That's all on today on Panda. So, the 3 different reasons why you might be having a powertrain error issue coming up is, first of all, it could be your key. Now, the battery in your key, as it goes flat, it can actually stop the car from running properly. You might have issues with it idling, might have issues with it accelerating. Now, the thing we had with this Commodore in particular was that it wouldn't rev past 3,000 RPM. So, basically, it can be your key. Now, you can go get this checked out, you can get it redone pretty cheaply. It's about 70 to 100 bucks or something for a new key fob. And basically, you just pull this old key out, you put the new key fob in, and basically you just do the retune or get someone to do it for you. And basically, that can actually solve your problem. So that's error number 1, you might be having issues. Right, number 2. Number 2 can actually be your spark plugs. Now, the issue with Alloytech V6 is sometimes they can chew through spark plugs. Some can, some can't, just from what I've heard, essentially. So what you can do is you can actually take out your spark plugs, put new ones in, and sometimes that will be your only issue. Now, the 3rd issue, number 3, is probably what's going to be your issue, and that is that your coil packs are completely toast. Now, the reason why it might not come up on an OBD2 reader, first of all, don't get me started on OBD readers in these Commodores. They don't seem to ever work. But it can actually be not showing up. It can be the coil packs essentially because on an OBD sensor or any reader, it doesn't actually say when they've gotten damaged. And one of the major flaws about the Alloytech V6 is the fact that they used to go through coil packs very quickly because of just a very poor quality component from the factory. Now, aftermarket ones I'm sure are better, and you can buy the OEM ones and you'll get more life out of them. But just realize that that can actually be one of the major issues with these engines. So basically, with this car, that was the reason why. And so today I'm going to show you how to remove the coil packs and get the spark plugs out, and we will find the solution because this car now runs perfectly because of that. So I'll show you today how we went through the process of working this out, and it should solve all your problems. So if you've got any other questions or you're having weirder issues and this doesn't fix it, leave it in the comments below and we can work it out together. So join me, we'll pull this engine apart, we'll get the coil packs out, and we'll get this problem sorted. So essentially what you're going to need is you're going to need a 1/2 inch socket or a 12mm socket, and you've got to remove all the bolts off the top of the intake here. Why you got to take the intake off, I don't know. You've got to ask Holden that, because basically you can't reach any of the coil packs without removing it. So let's get started. Okay, for whatever reason, my camera's really dark at the moment. So we have all the bolts off, as you would have seen. So essentially we've got 3 on this side, of course, 3 on this side, and we're going to now remove the clips, and then we'll unscrew these out, and then basically we're pretty much there. So basically that manifold is the biggest pain. That's what's causing. But as you can see, the gap between the cylinder heads here is crazy. I think this is twin cam on either side, quad cam engine. So yeah, very narrow across the center here. So understandably, well, they've got that big ass intake that goes over everything. So alright, we'll get started. We're going to remove these clips. I'll show you how to do that right now. Now, I'm not sure why this is coming up so dark, but essentially what we're going to do now is we're going to remove these clips. So essentially this clip here, I might just move this back a little bit, pop that there. So So essentially this clip here pushes out. I have to do that with all of them. It actually slides out. This is what got me initially, because all the videos you see online don't actually show how to do this with this particular engine. So there you go. Basically, so you just push, hopefully you can see that on camera. So you push that across the little tabs and it'll slide out. Now we'll grab our socket. Now I'm using a 10mm socket here. Just break this off. There we go, pop. And there we are. There's your culprit right there. This obviously is a newer one, so it's ready to go. Sometimes you've got to watch for this rubber deteriorating. I've seen it actually happen on our Vectra. I already did that, so sort of had a bit of experience in that case. And I dropped my socket down the engine. Right, so for your VZ Commodore, use a 5/8 or a 16mm socket. Get a long extension. It actually connects on right there. So basically just pull them out, check them, inspect them. I've already just checked them. They're looking good because this was only done recently. So basically, then once you get all of your coils done, put them all the new ones in, then you put all this back together, and then basically you're set. Now I'll just we'll get all this back together and then I'll tell you about the torque ratings on the manifold. Right, so I didn't realise that the camera had turned off while I was putting all this back together, but first point I wanted to make was that you need to replace the gaskets for the intake manifold when you do this. This was only recently done, so I just thought, well, I could use the same one still. It's all gone down nice. And also the torque settings. Torque settings for the intake manifold are 23 Newton meters of torque for each bolt, and just go by a guide to show you. Generally it's the same pattern for most cars, so yeah, 23 Newton meters of torque, that should get you through just fine. So sorry that the camera had turned off, I didn't realise, but yeah, there are 2 points I just wanted to make. And just also check all your settings and make sure all your vacuum hoses are all back together. But other than that, I think we might be set up here. I think this is all sorted. So we'll start the car and just make sure that it's running perfectly, because I don't want to bugger this up. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've got any questions, of course, just leave them down below. Hopefully this solves all your problems if you've got the powertrain error issue coming up on your car. It sure did for this, and this car was really struggling to. It would break down, it would not lose all power, and it would just basically vibrate. It felt like half the car was turned off. So thank you all so much for watching. Appreciate everyone leaving comments and subscribing. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome to the Panda Garage. So remember to check us out on social media, on Facebook and Instagram under the Panda Garage. Of course, yeah, leave your comments down below for what you'd like to see next. Plenty of videos coming out. If you're enjoying the vlogs, let me know as well in between. I really enjoy making them. So thank you so much for watching again. My name's Matt, it's been Panda Garage, and I'll see you guys next time. So you made it to the end of the video. Congratulations. Remember to subscribe right here. Check out last video right there, or check out a random video right here. Don't know if this spent 20 seconds or not. And it's classic Panda Garage, subpar at best.